I want to put a disclaimer on the video that you're going to watch. So the first 3 minutes are staticky. I'm having a problem when I wear a wireless mic. I don't know if it's me or if there's interference from a lot of people around here have powerful surveillance cameras. We also have our gas and electric on their own wireless units, and they're not right here, but something is causing an interference on my microphone. All seems well, and then all of a sudden it's staticky. So about the 3.5 minute mark, I noticed that the staticky went away. So it can't be just me. So something's going on and I have no idea what it is, but I wanted to give you the disclaimer because it's important to know what is going on with the hummingbirds, and it is sad, isn't it? It's official. We have sad news for you. Do we have sad news, Zoe? I know. She doesn't see them. The hummingbirds are gone. They all went away. I waited a few days before I came to tell you because we wanted to make sure that we were either right or wrong. It turned out the hummingbirds aren't here anymore. Are we going to miss them? Don't worry. They'll be back in September. Sometimes they come back in August. Hi, everybody. It is Robbie from Southern California. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. The hummingbirds are gone. What's happened is they're migrating and they are now going up north. Now, why do they do that? Why would they leave a paradise of food with flowers and hummingbird nectar? Because that's what they do every year. I mean, think about it. We get our sun up at before 7 o'clock, right? And then even in summer, June, our sundown is about 8:30-ish. They can go to Alaska, all the way up the coast, let's say. They can go way up Northern California, into Oregon, into Washington. And you know what time the sun goes down there? Like 10 o'clock. And when they get to Alaska, it's almost midnight, close to it, 11:30. They can feast for so many more hours. Think about all the rain they've had. Think about all the flowers that they're going to have now. Far more than we're going to have here in Southern California. We're going to be dry and hot all summer. That's what they do every year. They go up there, they feast, they have their babies, and they bring them all back. Well, they don't bring them. Once the babies are on their own, and they're completely eating on their own, they're gone. They are just on their way to do what they have to do, and they will be traveling and migrating down later on. When it comes to probably around the end of July and into August, they'll start to think about coming down, depending on how far they went up north. But yes, they're gone, as I stand here and see hundreds of them here. And you know how I know they're gone? As you know, you watched me a little bit ago, and I was up to 5 and 6 gallons of nectar a day. And that's making it with a quarter of a cup of sugar and 1 cup of water, mixed well, and you give that out. If it's hot, you change it once a day. If you're in cooler weather, you can change it every 2 days, sometimes 3, depending on the weather and how cool it is. Try to keep your feeders out of the sun. I don't have to worry about it because I'm changing these feeders constantly. So they're being changed about 3 times a day. But the point is, I did go from 5 and 6 gallons a day, and I'm down to using only 2 to 3 gallons a day. That means I'm cut in half of what I've had here for months as the hummingbirds came from Central America through Mexico and up into Southern California. And now they're doing their journey to go look for those flowers that are going to be blooming everywhere. Now the plants are just starting, of course, so there's going to be flowers now, but that's why a lot of them start to leave. So I noticed, like, okay, the 6 gallons isn't quite 6 gallons today. It was more like 5.5, and then it went to 5. So I knew some of them were leaving. And then the other day I noticed I only had to put out between 2 to 3 gallons. Now, it's going to build. Don't kid yourself, because the locals that are here that you see, they're going to have babies. So if there's 1, there could end up being 6 more because they could have 3 nests, and there's usually 2 per nest if they're successful. So their numbers are going to get quite big. So come September, I will be back to the 5 and 6 gallons as they come on down, heading to wherever they're heading, and some of them stay here, and then the babies will be here too. Plus we have now the Orioles, and they come in and they feast on the feeders too, and that's why I make a lot of my feeders that I get from Walmart. The first Nature, I make the holes bigger because I want the Orioles to be able to get in there, and sometimes I put out pizza trays, which I just brought in and I cleaned up, and they drink out of the bowls. So I've got a lot of nectar that will be going out because they'll be bringing their babies too. But I just wanted to kind of give you a fun update, and it is fun because this is nature. This is what they're supposed to do, and they're supposed to go up north. And as they travel, and they don't travel together like geese do and other birds do, they actually just know in their head, they get a signal, it is time to go, and they start heading that way individually, but all going in the same direction pretty much. Some will go one way, some will go the other, some will go all the way up to Alaska, and some, they might park themselves in Oregon saying, hey, there's a lot of flowers out here. There's plenty of stuff for us, and some will stay there. So they're all going to do their own thing, but anyways, when the time is right, they'll be coming back here, and I will be telling you, they're back. Boy, is our weather changing. 1 minute it's sunny and hot, next minute it's so cold. But the hummingbirds are fine. So that's the update on the hummingbirds. Remember, if you don't have them yet and you normally get them, they are on their way. They're going to be all over the United States in areas that they leave for the winter. You know, they usually leave around September. They are heading back home to your place. So be ready. Have your feeders ready. Keep an eye out. And if you think they should be there, go ahead and wash your feeders and put a little bit of food in there. Put the rest in the refrigerator because it can last for about 5 days in there. And keep an eye out because they may be zipping around to places that they used to go to, and they want to see if the feeder's out because they remember. They've got great memories. And then they'll see your feeder and they'll stay. Otherwise, they might come to you and go, oh, no feeder. And what do? They go down the block to your neighbor that put out a bunch of feeders, and then you go, my hummingbirds didn't come back this year. Well, they did. They're at the neighbor's house because they put their feeders out first. So if you've got an idea, get the feeder out, keep an eye out, leave it out for maybe, if your weather's not too bad, 3 days. And if you don't see anybody, you can take it down, wash it, and then go ahead and refill it, just a small amount until you know that they're back. So have a wonderful day. That's the update. And I'll be making bird baths and everything. I'm still making more. I already made a new one. I'll be sharing that with you so you can kind of pick and choose the one that you want to make for your birds. On top of that, make it your way. You don't have to copy it exactly the way I make it because you may have a better way or something that's going to work better for your patio, deck, garden, or wherever you're sitting at, even on a windowsill. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And keep an eye out because those hummingbirds are headed your way now, aren't they?